going on? You already know who it is. It's the Rich College Kid. This is L Dove coming to you with another video, okay guys? So, if you recall in my last video, which was titled What Every Home-Based Business Owner Should Know, what every home-based business owner should know, and it pretty much talked about taxes, tax deductions. That's one thing a lot of people don't know that they're privy to when they become their own business owner, okay, guys? So you get lots of write-offs because you get 100% of your money up front when you're a business owner, okay? So unlike, I went over that in the video as well, but unlike a W-2 employee, your taxes are automatically taken out for you. So you do have a responsibility on your part to keep track of those purchases that you made so that at the end of the year when you do your taxes that you can get that 30% back that we talked about off the 100% of what you've actually spent, which really adds up. And that's why you want to start now. So it's never too late. It's 2017. It's a new year, so it's a great way to kick off the year and get started. And what we're going to be covering in this video today, guys, is going to be tracking your mileage, okay? So tax deductions 101. Welcome. All right, guys. So if you see me bending down over here, if you see me looking over here, I have notes that I actually write out before I do these videos. So that's what I'll be doing. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, guys? All right. Excuse me. So what we're going to, like I said, we're going to be talking about today is how to track is it important to track your mileage, guys? Well, simply put, is that what we don't write down, we can't prove to the IRS that we've actually spent that on business, okay, guys? And it also has to be specifically for business. So you can't be joyriding with your friends, driving out, from LA to San Diego, and it was just strictly for fun, and then you're talking about, oh yeah, I want to write this off on my taxes. No, it doesn't work that way. It does have to be business related. So remember, any tax deductions, everything is taxable. Everything can be a tax deduction if it pertains to business, okay, guys? So if you don't know what that looks like, go back and watch that last video. It gives you an overview of what some of your tax deductions are and, what that looks like for you, okay? So today specifically, we're going to be talking about how to track our mileage, okay? So again, what we can't prove, we lose. And there's actually two ways that you can actually track your mileage, guys, okay? So there's two types of auto deduction methods, okay? So one of them is going to be the standard, which is pretty simple. What you do is the IRS, I'm going to write this out. So for the first one, I'm going to write all this out so then you guys can take notes as well, okay? So if I'm writing, you should be writing. So there are two types of deductions. All right? Excuse me, guys. I apologize. So there's two types of deductions. The first one is standard. And we're going to go over what each of these are, so don't worry. And the second one, I just don't want to get ahead of myself, is actual. No, sorry. About to write auto. Actual, A-C-T-U-A-L. Okay? Those are the two types, okay? So the one that I actually use is the standard method because it's actually very easy. Just a fun fact for you. There is a certain amount of money that the IRS approves that can be used for your mileage. So for example, right now, well, as of 2016, I'm not sure if it's changed yet. It's the new year of 2017. But in 2016, you could get back 54 cents per mile, according to the IRS. I looked it up on the website. 54 cents per mile for any driving that you do that is business related. So how you calculate that would be the business miles driven in a year. So yes, you do need to keep track of this, guys, okay? Being a business owner does require work. So if anybody told you being a business owner requires no work, then they lied to you. Business miles in a year. So it's going to be business miles in a year times your standard mileage rate. So that's what SMR stands for, standard mileage rate, which is 54 cents per mile. So you add that up, guys, and that's what you're going to get back for your deduction and all of the driving that you've done for your business, if it's business related, okay? And what those deductions include, they include gas, oil, repairs, depreciation of your vehicle. It sums up all of those things that are auto related into one form, which is why it's standard. And so it would be 54 cents per mile times the miles that you actually drove in that year for your business, and that's how much you could get back on deductions, okay? So that's the easiest way to do that. There's another way, there's a second way, and I'll show you that. But pretty much when you do it that way, guys, there's apps that you can use that'll actually keep track of your mileage. One of them that I use is called TaxSpot. There's another one that's called Mileage IQ. And what those apps will allow you to do is that when you put it in your car and you're getting ready to go on your journey for business, you go ahead and hit the start button, and then it'll track you as you're going. And then once you get to your destination, you hit stop. So that's been recorded for you guys. And Mile IQ has actually been IRS approved. I know that there is, you get to a certain point where you do have to pay for the subscription. But I mean, again, you got to invest in your business, so it may be worth it for you. That's one way to do it if you're really tech savvy and you want to use, you know, an app for that. Or you can also manually write it down. Now, again, that may require a little bit more work, but as long as you get the activity done, as long as you're tracking your mileage faithfully, because you want to turn that in at the end of the year so you can get money back. Because you're a business owner. You put in hard work in your business. You work hard for your business, so you deserve a little something back, okay? You're entitled to it. It's the law. So, those are, that's the standard way, okay? Now, let me get my rag. The actual way, so that was standard. Now, the actual way does require a little bit, sorry, these pins are falling down. The actual way does require a little bit more work, because in the actual way, you actually have to save all of your receipts, but I still save my receipts anyway, so that's not a hard thing for me, and I encourage others to save them as well, because then you have a hard copy just in case something happens to the electronic copy, and then at the end of the year, I toss them. So that's just me personally. But anyway, so tracking your mileage the actual way, you have to save all your receipts from your gas, from your insurance. You have to calculate the depreciation on your car, so maybe using Kelley Blue Book as a tool, and then you have to track both personal and business miles, so then they can differentiate which ones are actually being used for business and which ones are actually being used for personal. Now that one is a lot to me, so I personally don't do the actual one. I do the standard one because it includes everything in there, except for toll fees. Toll fees is something that you would write up or you would do a tax deduction for separately. But if you do it the actual way, your toll fees are actually something that you would have to keep track of and do deductions for at the end of the year. So, in my opinion, I like the standard way. The IRS already has it set up for you. You don't have to do any of the calculations. All you have to do is keep track of your miles, and that is very, very easy. That may be a great way to start off, especially if this is your, if you're a novice and you haven't done online marketing, or you haven't done home-based business or started up your own business at all before, okay? So that may be a great way to start, get your feet wet, and then once you get more comfortable, you can kind of do the actual one if you think it's beneficial for you, okay, guys? So, what I do is that I also use the app as well. So like I said, I use TaxSpot, but I am a strong believer in always writing something down, okay, guys? I have electronic copy and I have a written copy because you just never know. I don't have any time for errors or mistakes in my business. So what I do is that I write it all down. And I'm going to show you what that looks like, okay? So, it should have, if you're tracking your mileage, you want to use some type of book, a composition notebook, or anything that you're going to be able to keep track of, and you'll have logs of it. So I use like a composition notebook, and what it has columns that have the date. I have a date column, and then I'll have a DEST means destination. I have a destination column, so where I'm going. And then I'll write the purpose, so the business purpose of my trip. And I'll give you an example of what this looks like, guys, in a second, okay? Business purpose. I'm going to put business perp. Won't put business perp. Business purpose. Total miles. pretty much it. So I'll put the date. So we'll just say, you know, January 15th. I'm just making this up. You know, 2015. Where was I going? The destination was to pass out flyers. Yeah, destination. No, business. Sorry. Business purpose is to pass out flyers. I apologize. Pass out flyers is my business purpose. And then in my total miles, what I do is I'll have a start, and then I'll have a finish. Okay. So destination. Sometimes these can kind of be the same. So for in this example, my business purpose is to pass out flyers. My destination, it depends because I go around different places and pass out flyers. So I can kind of have these, you know, same in the same boat. You know, like, okay, my destination was to pass out flyers. The business purpose is to pass out flyers. I'll have my start mileage, so I'll put, you know, 35,000 miles. And then when I was finished, I hit, you know, 35,015. So that's my mileage right there. And then, excuse me, and then you'll calculate. So what is that? 35,000 and 35,015. So it's 15 miles. Okay. So let's just say that was the end of the year, and that's all I did. I only did 15 miles of driving on my car for my business. So I would take that 15 miles. Let me get my rag. Oh, and then also too, guys. Sorry, I didn't mention this. Also too, you can also put a section for expenses. So let's just say this was a little bit differently. So this is one scenario, right? So say another day my destination was, you know, Red Robin. Red Robin, yum. I like Red Robin. Red Robin, and I went on the 17th, 2016. My destination was Red Robin. The business purpose was to meet with partners. Yeah, I mean, you get the idea. Meet with partners and discuss business. So that was the purpose of the business purpose. And then the miles that I spent to get there, so I'll have my start, and then I'll have my finish, and I'll put those in. And then whatever I get, I'll calculate, and I'll put that as, you know, my total miles. So I kind of do all of that in one box just to keep it, you know, easier for me to do. But yeah, so you see how I put meet with business partners. That can also be a business expense if the conversation is business related. So I don't encourage people to do this. I'm not saying you go and hang out with your friends and you discuss one thing about business and then you try to write it off. I mean, those type of things will come and bite you in the butt at the end of the day. So, you know, you want to run a legitimate business. So if you treat it legitimately, then you'll get legitimacy back to you, if that makes sense, okay? So just be honest. Just throwing that out there. I'm trying to work the system. But anyway, this is what you'll be doing right here. So you put all that information in. So let's just say at the end of the year, we're going to add the Red Robin trip in there too. So let's say at the end of the year, I'm going to put some miles on this as well. You know, 88, 35, 0, 95. So 89, 99, 105. Sorry guys, math is not my favorite, but I'm learning to be better at it in business. So anyway, 15 plus 7 is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22 miles times my 54 cents will give me what I would get back at the end of the year. Y'all gonna make me do it? Okay, I'm gonna do the long-handed way. I'm telling you guys, math is really not my friend, but we're gonna make it work. 8, 10, 8, 10, okay, 8, 8, 1, 1. So, at the end of the year, I would be getting back roughly $11.88 for driving, doing these activities for my business. That's how much I make back. And that's a small number. Obviously, in your business, you'll be doing probably more than that, but that's just an example. Excuse me. an example of how you would calculate your miles, how you would actually write down your miles and keep track of those things, okay? Now these apps have the capability of doing that as well. There's spaces where you can fill in, like, you know, where you went for your business, you know, what you did, how many miles. It tracks the miles for you automatically, which is really great. But what I would do is take that information from the app and then I actually write it down, okay? Because let's just say something happens to my iPhone right now, or my app, or it crashes, and then I've just lost all of my year's information. So always write it down. I'm my own bookie. You know, I write this stuff down so that I have detailed log. So, you know, on chance if the IRS was ever to come to me and be like, okay, we see this is a business expense trip, you know, you wrote these things off, where's your proof? Pull out my book. Well, Mr. IRS, it's right here. I got it all logged out. So you want to be prepared anytime anybody tries to, you know, if an audit ever happens and things like that. And that's a whole nother subject we'll get into. But keeping detailed records is going to be so important, guys, okay? Again, what we cannot prove, we lose. So if you can't prove that you drove those miles for business, you don't get money back for that. If you can't prove that that watch that you bought was an expense for, you know, like a gift for your, you know, employee, you don't get that money back. So everything should be written down. But I'm just showing you in this video how to track your mileage, guys. All right, guys, so quick recap. There are two types of ways to do your mileage. There's the actual way and there's a standard way. The standard way is pretty simple. The IRS has already calculated how much they're going to give you back, which at this time is 54 cents per mile. All you have to do is be responsible for your mileage, and then at the end of the year, you do your you do the mileage that you spent on your business times the 54 cents, and that's what you'll most likely get back at the end of the year with the taxes as the business owner. Where the actual one, you have to keep all your receipts for your gas, your insurance, your car depreciation, oil changes, all that type of information. You have to keep record of it, and you have to keep record of your personal and your business mileage, and then you have to sit down and kind of calculate all that. So if you like doing it, you know, the long way, that's completely fine. No way is the wrong way. It's just one of them can be a little more convenient and a little bit more easier to do, especially if you're first starting off. Let me grab some water. Been talking. Anything else I want to share with you? Oh yeah, another thing, guys, bonus. You can also get medical miles as well. So you can get 19 cents per mile for medical trips or medical reasons or purposes. So that's also something that we'll be going over and in another video. Okay, guys? So again, keep track of your mileage, guys. It's a critical tool in your business. Sometimes I forget, but, you know, I try to stay on the ball. So get started, you know, like, I mean, just practice doing it. If you're out making an errand, you know, going to pick up some tape to, you know, hang up a flyer, that's a business trip. So before you leave your house or before you leave wherever your starting point is, write down your mileage or use that app and press the start button. If you're using a Mileage IQ or TaxBot, go ahead and press start. And then once you get to your destination, go ahead and end it. And then you want to do the same way going back so that you're keeping track of all of your mileage, because you get paid for those kind of things, guys. Being a business owner pays off, all right? Whoever told you that starting a business was easy or it required no work, they lied to you. It can be easy, but you have to put in the work. And if you put in the work now, you'll watch your fruits and you get the fruits from your labor in the future. And that's how it works in pretty much everything in life. All right, guys, again, it's been L Dove. You already know who it is. It's the Rich College Kid. And if you have any questions about what I taught today, guys, go ahead and leave comments below in the box. If you liked this video and you found it informative, go ahead and like my video, share my video, subscribe to my channel. And again, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave those in the comment box below, and I'll go ahead and answer those as soon as I see them. Okay, guys? All right. Have a good one, and I'll be seeing you later.